Hey YouTube, it's Ryan Hawley once again. Welcome back. PB70 CD OEM. This is our second part of our IBM Aptiva Update CD. In our last video we did part 1 and 2 and 3. So we are continuing the third part. So what it's going to do now, as soon as it's done loading Windows 95, for example, it's going to have these windows that say unknown device, new hardware found, Windows installing them. Yeah, new hardware found. These boxes. It's talking about the M-Wave adapter. I don't know if you heard that slight sound from the speaker, but I certainly did. Again, that's just my chair making that noise. I apologize, but I don't think it'll be an issue for anyone watching my video. Okay. This might take about a couple minutes, but it'll get by. On the Aptiva C models, Courageous, after running the recovery program from the master CD through, as soon as you put in your key code and it puts in start menu items, you might be used to seeing that. So it's basically the same thing, except this M-Wave software and driver, sorry about that, is a newer version. And then we got sound. Now you may notice that we actually do have sound now, and the volume control knob, or tab, icon, sorry, is on the taskbar. Don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can probably see it. Now, we may have sound now, but we are not done yet. In the last video it mentioned that we need to install the MIDI samples for the MIDI synthesizer. Because if you don't install the MIDI samples, some MIDI files will still play. Let's try that again. Here's the canyon.mid file. Here's an example. As you can see, some of you might not have noticed, it did not sound right. And this is where we come in with part 4. It says we recommend installing the default directories, and I have done alternative directories rather than the default, and well, that didn't work. So this is why the IBM company recommends the default directory, which is c:\/m-wave/samples/MIDI need for medium, because medium samples, and we're going to click OK. Do you want your Windows M-Wave MIDI synthesizer to use a set of MIDI samples? We want to click yes. Do you want your DOS MIDI synthesizer click on yes. Do you want your, for some reason it asks on the Windows one twice, I don't know why, but just click on yes. Okay. It says to remove any floppies from your system floppy drive and then restart the operating system. However, just before we do, we're going to do part 5. Do you want to reboot now? It says, yeah, might as well. And that's actually how you do an updated install on your M-Wave software and drivers. For some reason it takes a while to oh, that didn't work. At least for me personally, I gotta manually shut it off and then turn it back on to restart, which is okay to do. Okay. Now with this new M-Wave install of the updated drivers, a couple other things need to also be updated. One of them being the audio station, so that it'll work correctly with the new M-Wave drivers. And the other one, and this is basically optional, if you don't want to use the Aptiva Communication Center, don't have to, so you can skip the install on that one optionally. But for the sake of the video, that's what we're going to be doing next. They just have some slight updates in those two programs because of the updated M-Wave drivers. And for both of those programs to work correctly, you gotta update those as well. So we'll click on the install button from there. Okay. Next. Now the default location, we're going to right click from here and we're going to put in cut for move and paste. Highlight the Aptiva productivity icon. Put in a backslash from here. And we're going to paste backslash or forward slash. I actually don't even know which is which. But this is the location of where the current Aptiva Communication Center folder is, so we're going to click next from there, and then it's going to copy the new files over. Yes, I want to restart my computer. So go ahead and restart. Okay. I'm sorry that some of these steps in the process took a while, but it is normal, which is what the IBM company said, and you just gotta be patient. I almost kind of wasn't that patient for a while on my last video. I almost pressed Control-Alt. Well, I pushed Control-Alt, and then that's when it finally decided to, and then I went, whoops. But it didn't have any negative effect, so we were okay there. And just pretend it didn't happen. Okay, now we're going to go back in. I think this is going to be a 3-part video, might even be a 4-part, I don't know. Okay. Oh, in my last video, I forgot to mention that today's date is November 26th of 2021. Upload date may be different, maybe not. Okay, we're going to click on install for audio station. The files have been copied successfully. Now click on the more information button. And it says to verify a successful install. It should say 1.80.10 for the version. So we'll click on Start, Programs, Aptiva Entertainment, Music Center. And then we're going to click on the audio station button. Then this icon right here, About Audio Station. Version 1.80.10. Yep, that's correct. Okay. Now here's the Aptiva Restore program. What this does is you can actually restore files from the master recovery CD without having to do a full format and restore. So if you wanted to restore like the Siberia game folder, you could just do it that way without having to wipe the whole hard drive and start over. Now I want to make one quick note. Now this is not a courageous model, but if there was an IBM Tools folder and it also copies that program to the IBM Tools folder, and it has a readme.txt file, which is this file right here. Now, because this is PS1 tools, this actually will not apply. But if it were to say IBM tools instead of PS1 tools, this readme.txt file is for the rapid resume feature. So what I would recommend doing is copy and then pasting. It'll say copy of readme.txt. What I would actually do is readme for rapid resume. And if you actually don't do what I just did, the readme file will be overwritten by the readme.txt file for the restore program. Just want to point that out. But that was just for the sake of the video, those of you who are using a C model Aptiva. We will go ahead and click on install, and it copied the files. And this is CD-ROM usage in DOS compatibility mode, just some more enhanced updates. To complete, you will need to restart your computer. We'll go ahead and restart now. And there'll be a couple more windows that will say new hardware found. It's just updating the drivers. Okay, so after a system restart, those new hardware found boxes will come up. And it will ask if you want to restart your computer. Click on no twice and then manually restart after it's done doing its thing. New hardware found, PCI IDE controller. Well, it's actually on board on the system board. So that's what it's installing. Or updating. The primary IDE controller. Yeah, click on no for now. And then click on no again. And again, and again, and again. But, you will need to restart if you want to use the CD-ROM drive again, because at the moment, it's not there. It will come back after a system restart, so we will go ahead and do that now. Now, the reason I didn't click on the Aptiva Update CD icon is because, well, the CD driver was temporarily disabled until you restart the system, so it would have said unable to find the program when you double click on it, because it's on the CD, and when the CD is currently not available from that moment, which it now is. You can see it came back. Now there's a couple more things that we can do. I'm gonna whoops. Some discs just slid out on my desk. Didn't make a mess, but they just kind of spread out a little bit. At this moment, we will be making our floppy disk for the MPEG video, so we'll double click on that. It says copied to diskette. So we will insert a blank diskette into our floppy diskette drive. And we will click on copy to diskette. Please insert. Already did. At this moment, it'll take about a okay. Insert a blank high density diskette in drive A. Already did. Enter to extract. And this might take about a minute. Oh, whoops, we're already past our time limit. So, until part 3, this is PB70CD OEM signing off for now.